You know, coming into an event like this, you got to give credit where credit is due, because you do understand that anytime you want to thrive, anytime we want to thrive as people, anytime we want to thrive as individuals, anytime we want to thrive as a community, it starts at the head. And so I'm honored to be back here again. I'm very thankful for Alabama One Credit Union, and I'm very, very thankful for CEO Bill Wells for his mindset. And so when I think about his mindset, you heard everybody talking about it at the beginning. It's based off three things: faith, education, and community. And when I think about that, I have to go back and look at my own personal life, because those were my three things. On October 28th, 2006, 14 years ago, I was in a horrific car accident that left me brain dead, paralyzed from the neck down, and the doctors told me that I would never be able to read, write, twist, and talk. As you can imagine, that left me very, very depressed and suicidal, because I was in a place that I did not know. I did not know who I was. I did not know where I was. I could not really do anything for myself, all because, again, I'm laying in this bed, paralyzed from the neck down, and doctors are telling me I'll never be able to read, write, and twist and talk. The key to my story is not just that moment, but what actually happened the day before my car accident. As you all know, and some of you all don't know, I went to Irwin High School, and I was a star football player, and I'll never forget, the day before my car accident, I told my mom that I would earn an education, I would make it to the NFL, and I would come back and do something for myself and for my family. And so you may ask, how does that relate? What does that relate to? It relates to my faith, right? I truly believe that when we have something that we call faith, that gives us something to believe, even when others don't see. And so my moment of life, my moment of truth before adversity came was, hey, Mom, I believe I'm going to make it to college. I'm going to earn an education and do something for myself and for my family. And as you know, the next day I was in a severe car accident. I'll never forget waking up out of that coma, and my mom came to me, and my mom said, blink your eyes if you can hear me. I blinked my eyes, and my mom came in and she said, you're going to live and not die. Now, everybody always asks me that question, like, what's so big about your mom telling you that? Well, my mom knew that if my back was up against the wall and my brain wasn't responding as the doctor said it wasn't responding well, and my body was not doing well, she knew that if I could just give him a command, if I can just give him a command and he respond to the command, then he'll be okay. And so my mom said, blink, and I blinked, and that let her know I was going to be okay. And so right now where you all are, a lot of you all are looking at me and you're saying, what does that mean? You're looking at me and you're blinking. And I want to let you know that if you can blink right now, you can also respond to the command. And what is that command of life that we call? It's actually what I talked about last time I was here at Alabama One Credit Union, and that was our purpose of life and leadership is to serve, show compassion, and the will to help others. And so again, when we think about life, when we think about our service, when we think about leadership and we think about being compassionate, it has to start with you believing in service and you believing in being compassionate and you believing that you have what it takes to do whatever it is that you need to do. As I look at life right now, I do understand that we are still in the middle of a pandemic, and I talk about not just a pandemic, but a personal pandemic. And the reason why I say a personal pandemic, because this pandemic has affected everyone personally. And sometimes in life it gets hard, but I do want to remind you that this still can be one of the greatest years of our life. This still can be one of the most historic years of our life, because a new year, every year we get is a new opportunity for us to look at our life and career from a different perspective. So where you are right now, this pandemic has made everyone look at our life and our career from a new perspective. We're doing virtual events. I saw a meme that said 2020 is zooming on by, right? Because we're all doing Zooms and we're doing things virtually. But I do want you to understand that we still have the opportunity to look at our life and to redefine our purpose. I like to say this, again, it is what it is, but it's about what you make it. And so I remind myself that, Tim, you be the one, right? I graduated from Irwin High School, and Irwin High School was known for the E.B. Irwin Eagles. And I love Eagles. I've studied Eagles. And I understand that the chances of you going outside and seeing a flock of pigeons is you will see those. But the chances of you going outside and seeing an eagle, you may not see that because eagles don't fly in flocks. They fly one at a time. And so I've reminded myself to be the one that makes a difference one day at a time, one life at a time, because eagles fly high. And so I just remind myself of my identity. I remind myself that I don't need it to be easy. I just need it to be possible. But I really have allowed myself to understand the power of not yet. I'm a huge growth mindset guy. And I tell myself this, you know, I like the candy now and later, and I tell everybody I just go buy the candy to remind myself that, hey, it may happen now or it may happen later, but eventually it'll happen, right? And so that's what I let myself know that, Tim, you may walk today, you may walk tomorrow, but before it's all said and done, you will walk again. And that's why I believe in the power of not yet. So am I where I want to be? Not yet, but yet allows me to know that I'll be there soon. And those are some daily declarations that I make to myself, just starting off with being thankful, because thankfulness will pull you through and through every single day if you can just remind yourself of some things that you're thankful for.
Can you talk about how he prepares to stay positive to give those donations for UAB?
How did I stay positive? How did I stay positive? Beautiful question, Shelby. I stayed positive by understanding this, that whenever you think about a problem as a problem, it's a negative. But when you look at a problem as a positive, then that's a positive. We all talk about on the football field, no pain, no gain, right? Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest boxers of all time, he said, reps did not count until they started hurting, because I knew that hurt would allow me to be healed and allow me to recover and allow my performance to get better. And so I understood that whenever you have a problem, that's a great problem to have, because problems will push you. Problems will show you as a leader what you're made of. And so if you know a leader that's never been through a problem, how can they help you through your problem, right? And so I think problems manifest true leadership. I think problems, again, propel you. And I think problems allow you to wake up every single day because you have an opportunity to be a solution to your problem. And so when it came down to doing things for UAB, we understood there was a problem, but how can we become the solution and serve that problem in a very, very positive way?
And we will.
Hold on, we got one question.
Oh, we have another
Yep.
question?
Yes, sir.
It inspired me on this morning.
Yes, sir.
When I think about the word passion, a lot of times we do what we do because we're forced to by the situation. But you seem to do it with a level of passion.
Yes, sir.
That is just kind of fresh for me.
Yes, sir.
How did you get that level of passion to do it?
Man, I'm going to hug you when I get done, because I talk about passion every single day. I just told one of our athletes yesterday, I said, I don't have favorite players. I don't have a favorite player. I love passionate players. I love passionate people. And great leaders are compassionate, right? And it really goes back to my life, sir. It goes back to, I smiled because I couldn't smile. I remember when I woke up out of that coma in my hospital bed, my mouth was stitched up. I was like the Joker. I couldn't open my mouth. I couldn't really do anything. And I just thought I was out. But I remember they took those stitches out, and I said to myself, man, when my face gets back, I'm going to be a smiling somebody, right? And my face got better, and I started smiling. And I remember being discharged from the hospital, and I remember when the doctor told me, hey, we're releasing you, your back is healed up, you're on your own, go out there and live your life at a day at a time, understanding that you were only given a 5% chance, right? And so I remind myself every single day, everybody talks about we don't get second chances. Everybody sure as heck don't get 5% chances. And so when I was given that opportunity, and when I was told that I only have a 5% chance of doing or being a vegetable or even making it to the next day, immediately gratitude for the day stepped in. And so tomorrow has its own problems. I wrote this down, and I'm happy you brought this up. Yesterday is the past, tomorrow is the future, today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. It's not about the time we have, it's about what you do with the time you have. And so I understand if I spend my time saying, woe is me, and feeling sorry for myself, I will walk myself back to a place when I was depressed and suicidal and did not even want to be here in life. I actually told my mom to pull the plug. But if I can just keep my eyes on just being thankful and just being grateful to be here, then the passion will take over. And so what you see is not an act. I'm a very, very passionate guy because I know firsthand it's an honor to be alive. When I give blood, they always ask me, if anything happens to you and you need blood, can we give it to you? I say, yes, ma'am, because it has happened to me. I lost so much blood in my life where they had to give me blood just so I can stay alive. And so I'm grateful. And so I live today in my mindset, and I know it's going to happen. But any event that it doesn't happen, I'll be forever thankful because I've made it 14 years after a 5% chance. And so that passion is something that is renewed every single day by being a bridge for others and understanding it is about faith, right? It is about education, and it is about your community. That's why we say it takes a village. You got to believe in your village. Those in the village has to support the village and educate themselves so we can have one of the best communities where everybody's benefit off of our faith, our education, and our passion for the community. And that's it. So, thank you. Yes, sir.
Oh, we got,
okay, we got two behind you, okay?
Oh, we have two.
Yep.
Dana Duckworth has asked, I see mental toughness in everything you shared. I am curious. Sports teams always say we are a family. How would you define family first if it was a core value of your program?
Well, I define family as love because when, we throw the word I love you around a lot, but I was always told by my mom, if you love me, you will show me, right? And gratitude is the quality of being thankful and the readiness to display and show your appreciation. And so I take family very, very seriously. If you had the opportunity for me to come out on a football field or come to UAB, when we break it down on family, we always stop and let them know, hey, it got to mean something to you. Because you may give up on yourself, but it's very, very hard for you to give up on your family. And so I am renewed by my family, and I take family very, very personal, and it means something to me, and that's what empowers me because I look at it at a different way. It's not just another word. It's something that is on my creed that I esteem my family and others higher than myself, and that's why I go out there to give it all I got. I think we had a question in the back. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Tim, I just want to say you inspired me this morning just listening to you. I think in listening, you probably inspired many others that are watching. I had a question for you. To me, you are the epitome of what the Apostle Paul was speaking of in his letter to the Church of Rome in chapter 5 when he says that adversity produces endurance. And endurance produces character. And character produces faith.
Yes, sir.
Well, in studying, I see that in you. But also I see in there that there was that pivotal point in your life. And I think that people today, in order to have faith and education and community, to build this bridge for others, there's a part in there where you talked about it, and it's between that adversity and endurance that people just give up and quit.
Yes, sir.
What is it that motivates you? I know you got that point where you wanted to quit. But what is it that pushes you to see the hope that's at the end?
Yes, sir. Well, it goes back to what you said. Who hopes for what they already have? But a hope fulfilled is a tree of life. And so to answer your question, if I give up today, my story ends right now, right? It ends. He did great things, but he passed the paraplegic, right? But if I keep on believing and keep on going through my day, it'll change the narrative. And so I just decided to not give up, but to just see how the story can go. It's like a movie. They tell you, don't walk out a movie in the middle of the movie because it gets better at the ending. And what do we do as people? When adversity comes, we throw the towel in. Like, man, it's no way. But if you just stick it out just a little second, right? Because guess what? It's probably about 10 o'clock or 10:30 right now. And if I say at 10:30 I wanted to give up, What time is it? 9:12. So let's just say if I decided to give up at 9:12, but my miracle was at 9:15, right? So I'm saying you never know what's going to happen, right? We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. So because I don't know, I just decided to take a risk because life has something for the risk takers. And in the world, they call it risky, but where we live, we call it faith. So I'm fully persuaded that my faith won't let me down because my faith brought healing back in my body. It brought feeling back in my body. And I just can't give up because every day I wake up, it gets better, you know, and a little bit more feeling comes and a little bit more feeling comes, but just not giving up.